Win the incredible Steigercraft, Evinrude, Lowrance Grand Prize Boat Package, and more in the Fisherman's 2018 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Get the details at thefisherman.com.
Pretty balmy first week of October. In fact, surfcasters and the buggies have to share the beaches still with bathing beauties here, folks laying out and enjoying the sun. But we do have a northeast heave coming Friday into Saturday. Surfcasters, you might want to think about bringing some of those bucktails and those heavier sinkers too if you're going to stick with bait. I'm Jim Hutchinson with a New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. For folks looking to get offshore, there is a little heave midweek and it's going to pick up a little bit more. So if you're looking to do a little bit of chunking for tuna from the Hudson to the Baltimore, you might want to keep your eye on the NOAA forecast. It's looking a little sporty for my likes. But by the time things open up again on Monday for black sea bass here in New Jersey, things should shape up pretty well on those nearshore wrecks and snags. Should be a good week. As a matter of fact, you know that the biggest and the best of the black sea bass action usually happens that first week when it reopens. So if you haven't called your boat, charter boat, make sure you call right away. Party boats check in to see if they take reservations. A lot of boats don't take reservations. You're going to have to show up at the dock really early on Monday morning if you want to get in on that opening day black sea bass. Again, surf action is improving. There is a little bit of a heave. Water temperatures are still a bit high, but the bait is on the move. Up at Fisherman's Den in Belmar, Bobby says that, quote, bait in the rivers has thinned out, so the surf should heat up as the bait flushes out. Find the same things here, Long Beach Island this week. I stopped into Fisherman's headquarters to check in on the bait, and they said about the same thing, and there's still plenty of it in the bay. I was driving across the causeway, saw pockets of finger mullet and peanut bunker scattered out across the bay as this offshore wind shows up. But again, things should start moving along these front beaches. It's only a matter of time. Spoke with Jason at Fisherman Supply and Point. He said the same crew has been getting it done on a regular basis. Some of these guys putting in their time on the front beaches, 4 to 8 fish a person. One guy just the other day last week had 20 fish in a 2-hour span. Now they're mostly small fish, so if you want to scale down, enjoy some light tackle action, they are school fish, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. And while some of the choppy surf that we're going to see this weekend makes finding them a little bit more difficult, Aaron Smookler said those false albacore are in along the beaches. He was out on Saturday up in the North Beach at Sandy Hook. A purple epoxy jig did the trick. Talked to a couple of light tackle captains who are doing the run and gun now. Raritan Bay out front, even out here, out of Barnegat Inlet, out of Manasquan as well. So folks are chasing those false albacore, those fake tuna, right? Those tuna in the surf, well, here's tuna in the surf. How about this one? Washed up on the beach at Brigantine the other day, according to Andy at Riptide. Of course, you know you can't get an HMS permit as a surfcaster, only by boat. That's real run and gun tuna. Pick that up and run and gun. Coastal water temperatures, like I said, still balmy in the low 70s midweek. It's keeping some tropicals out front and in the back as well. Captain Dan Schaefer of Insomniac Guide Service out of Stone Harbor. He's still playing around with those big sheepshead on the structure using his bottom sweeper jigs. If you want to anchor up and give that a shot, sod banks, mussel or clam beds, bridge structure, old pilings along the sod banks as well. Slack tide and crab jigs. Bottom sweeper, Joe Bags, Magic Tails has been working for me. Also the S&S bucktails. Try green crabs, fiddler, Asian crab, even shedder or sand crab. You also find there's a few triggerfish in the mix as well. We should still have those tropicals in for quite a while here as the weather is still a bit warm. For more on crab jigs, especially for togging, take a look at our October edition. There's an article in there from Frank Mahalik from South Jersey, specifically on jigging for tog. Frank is a togaholic. And once you try some of this jigging for tog, I think that you're going to get hooked as well. I'm relatively new to it myself. Got a reel 3000 series that is spooled up with 20-pound braid. I've been using a Tsunami Slim Wave, one of their heavy spinning outfits, heavy spinning rods, but it's still light, durable, and sensitive enough to get it done. Definitely something you want to give a shot to. I know Taryn Lee, she put the spin gear to the test with her personal best in shallow water last week. She was using a jig and Asian crab. Heck of a fish, Taryn, way to go. Another convert is subscriber Scott Lapsley. Scott hit Creekside Outfitters Saturday morning for an S&S John Skinner 1-ounce glow jig. Came back to Creekside later in the afternoon with a dream boat tog of 12.5 pounds. Way to go, Scott. It's good blowfish action around the bluefish too, but there's good blowfish action in Barnegat Bay. We're hearing of plenty of blowfish for folks who are anchoring up, and of course, you know, we're sharing the beaches here right now, but a lot of folks, pleasure boaters, take their boats out at the end of summer. So this is a great time to be out in the back bay because you have a lot of opportunities to get some quiet time back there. Plenty of short bass in the back bay too. Barnegat Bay, down through Atlantic and Cape May counties as well. So folks are playing a lot of catch and release action along those sod banks. Meanwhile, if you're looking to put something on a dinner table, the porgy action up in North Jersey along the rock piles and snags, still fantastic for folks like Akira at True World and other captains up there. Inside of Sandy Hook, outside as well, and along the south shore of Long Island as well. Both weakfish and stripers getting more active on the Raritan as well, and in the lower Hudson River. We hear that from folks like fin chasers, Captain Frank. Speaking of which, Captain Frank, look for him this Sunday. Captain Frank, Captain Anthony, and of course Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer. Fin Chasers TV returns to the Discovery Channel this Sunday, 5 a.m. If you're out fishing, you might want to set your DVR. Take a look at that great show. Also, here on the beaches of Long Beach Island, this Saturday, the 64th annual Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Classic, the Derby, will kick off. There's a seminar at the Firehouse in Ship Bottom on Saturday morning, but that tournament's going to go on for 9 weeks. Stripers and bluefish, also redfish too. So if you're in the neighborhood, if you plan on doing any fishing on Long Beach Island, stop in to Surf City Bait and Tackle or Fisherman's headquarters, pick up your registration, get your free hat and t-shirt as well. One more item of note for Saturday, the Canyon Clearance Sale at Tackle Direct on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. It's an annual event. They clear things out. Great time to go in and take advantage of some really special deals. The doors open up at Tackle Direct at 9 a.m., but I know from the past that there's going to be people lined up outside much earlier than that. Get there earlier. Get there early. Get there early. I've said it 3 times. I'm not going to say it again. Hey, for those of you who've been asking, where are the bluefish? Well, they're around. In fact, I talked to Captain Jeff Stewart from the Miss Chris out of Cape May County. Out of Cape May, and he says he's been putting his folks onto cocktails and snappers, but folks are enjoying those cocktail blues. Meanwhile, up out of the Manasquan, the Paramount is going to start running Friday night, Saturday night bluefish trips, just like the old days, and they've gotten on a couple of bigger fish as well. Waiting to see some of those gators, those jumbos, just in time for the LBI Surf Fishing Classic, and also for the Dreamboat. You Fisherman subscribers, bluefish is the October fish of the month. So let's hope for some of those teen size and 20-pound bluefish showing up sometime soon. Catch them up this weekend. We will see you again next week from some beach along the Jersey Shore right here at thefisherman.com.